Will Windows 8 be enough to turn around the ailing PC industry? Welcome to Asia Today. I'm Yoon-hee Kim. Joining me now is Milko Van Duijl, President of Lenovo's Asia Pacific and Latin America operations. Milko, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So there's a lot of pessimism within the PC industry now. Intel reported weaker than expected earnings this week, saying that there's a lot of weak demand, PC demand. A lot of researchers are coming out with figures downgrading the industry's forecasts. How has Lenovo been able to weather the downturn?
Well, first of all, let me put it a little bit into perspective, right? Because a lot of people are saying that the market is slowing down, and it's definitely the case. But when you look at it, this year there will still be about 360 million PCs that will be sold. And when you look at the IDC projections for 16, or actually end of 2015, the projection is 550 million PCs will be sold. So there's still a big increase of a CAGR, compound annual growth rate, of 7 points. So it's not that bad. And in any market where you have single-digit market share, there's no one in our company who's considering that not to be a growth opportunity, because you can take share away from others, even if the total market doesn't grow that much. And outside of that, we're very, very much focused on the growing emerging markets. And in Brazil, we were number 8. Since I was last with you, we bought a company there. We announced we're going to build a manufacturing location, which will be up and running. A plant will be up and running in the first quarter next year. From very small to what is the third largest market in the world, there's a lot of opportunity ahead of us.
You mentioned emerging markets and your focus there, but China is still your biggest market. And today we had the GDP numbers out from China showing a significant slowdown. How is your business being impacted by this slowdown in growth in China?
I've read the same numbers, but when you then look at the total perspective and the number of people who actually own a PC or own a smartphone and the size of the population, again, it's a huge market opportunity. PC penetration in China is still in the, about 28–30% or so. In mature markets is 88, so there is a tremendous opportunity in a 1.4 billion people market. So that's one. Two, a lot of people are browsing the internet as a first-time user, not with a PC, but with a smartphone. And we see that as a tremendous growth opportunity on top of our core PC business, which we always say is our PC Plus strategy. Right? So not only PCs, but also smartphones, smart TVs, and tablets. Indeed, it is growing less fast, but still big growth.
Right. Microsoft is expected to launch Windows 8 next week. There's a lot of optimism surrounding the launch. How do you think the launch of the new operating software will help the industry? Do you think it'll be enough to kind of generate a new PC replacement cycle?
I think you have to look at it by segment. I think Windows 8 will do very good things for the consumer market because the reason is that Windows 8 really exploits touch. And I think touch and the way to interact with devices, touch is the way to go. With Windows 7 and everything before that, that wasn't possible. So Windows 8 opens up the touch opportunity for tablets with Windows 8. And that's a huge advance or huge opportunity in the consumer space. In commercial, I don't think companies will move that fast, right? They're still looking to move from XP to Windows 7, and they will take it more slowly.
You've mentioned smartphones and tablets being the new area of growth for Lenovo, but when you look at actually the revenue numbers, it's quite still tiny, and you focus on the China market. What is your strategy in terms of growth in these new markets? Do you plan to take your products to the US, for instance, eventually?
Well, that's a great point. And you mentioned, and you said exactly where I started with, and that is that we've grown to, according to Gartner, the #1 position. IDC still says that we are, with workstations, #2. So there's still a lot of opportunity ahead of us, because although we're strong in China and we're growing in a balanced way, we are still small in some segments. So there's a tremendous road ahead of us. Smartphones is one opportunity. 11.2% market share in China. And what we're now doing is expanding and taking the products that we built for China with local language supports, of course, and more applications. And we're launching in Indonesia. We have just launched. We're launching in India. And then over time, but not immediately, we will look at some of the mature markets in Europe and definitely also the US. But that is not yet in the plan. That is going to take us a lot more time to get ready for such an expansion.
Mm-hmm. And acquisitions have been your key strategy for growth and enabled you to get to the #1 position in the PC market. Are you looking at more acquisitions?
As I said before, and as I will always continue to say, we're looking at any opportunity that allows us to grow. And sometimes, which is our starting point, is always organic growth. And when you look at our organic growth, so you normalize our results for any acquisitions, we've done phenomenally well and outgrown anyone in the market from an organic point of view, executing on our strategy, protect and attack, where we're strong, protect and grow, and then grow really fanatically strong in some of the emerging markets.
Which areas though? Would it be just in PCs, or would you be interested in acquisitions in the smartphone and tablet space to gain more market share?
Well, like I said, at a certain point in time you want to go into a new market, and then you look at the make or buy decision, and always you have to look if the price is right, if there's a match from a culture point of view, products, and if it fits. And when you look at an acquisition like we've done in Brazil, to acquire, having acquired CCE gave us an immediate opportunity. So we now have a partner who knows the market, who knows the government, who knows the regulations, who knows how to go to market, that has manufacturing of TVs, of smartphones and PCs. So together with our commercial footprint already in that market, it's a beautiful synergistic opportunity. And then when the price is right, you have an inorganic growth opportunity that we will leverage whenever it exists or pops up. We will definitely look into it and never exclude anything.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us today.
Pleasure.
Milko Van Duijl.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for joining us. This is Asia Today. I'm Yoon Hee Kim.